Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Talking Cryptocurrency podcast. I'm your host, Jason Rigden. On this episode, I'm talking to Simon Toprak, founder and CEO of Trusted Cars. They're trying to change car ownership forever. They have an upcoming ICO, and the links are in the show notes, but first, I've got a quick message. So, I wrote this Medium post called Say Yes to Every Interview Request. It disassembles the most common reasons for declining interview requests. Anyhow, I was asked if this applies to me. They wanted to know if I say yes to every interview request. And the answer is yes. If you have a podcast and you want me to be your guest, I'll do it. I'll be on any show, on any subject. If you think I'd be a good guest, all you have to do is ask. Just email jasonrigden@jasonrigden.com and we'll set it up. Hello, today I'm here with Simon Toprak, CEO of Trusted Cars. How are you today?
Hi, Jason. I'm good, thanks.
So, could you tell me a little bit about the problem you're trying to solve?
To start, I would like to mention that we founded Trusted Cars 3 years ago as a one-stop shop for purchasing cars. It's been called several times the Amazon for cars by the media in Germany, actually. What we did is we made buying a car online as easy as ordering a book online. And after 3 years of working closely with car dealerships, more than 100 of the largest dealerships already trust and work with us here in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, etc. And talking to thousands of consumers, we have identified the challenges of this industry, which I'm happy to further discuss, and designed the new solution, TrustedCars Flex. What we saw, what in this industry, like the problems are, first of all, it's like modern customers, the new generation of consumers, they prefer convenient, simple, affordable, and flexible solutions. They don't want to buy a car, drive the same car for 5, 6, 7 years, and have all the hassle with owning a car, bringing it to garage, inspections, etc. They want to be flexible and they want to have an affordable solution. And this shows also like the demand for new mobility concepts. There was a recent study by McKinsey, and it said that the demand for new mobility concepts is expected to grow by almost 40% each year, creating a $1.5 trillion market very soon. And we thought this changing behavior of customers, combined with the technological landscape, of course, nowadays, these are making new solutions mandatory. But the current mobility concepts either lock you into long-term contracts, for example, leasing a car with contracts between 2 and 5 years, or you have to pay exorbitant prices, for example, for car sharing or car rental, and these are not even convenient and not available everywhere. And the other big, huge problem we saw is, since we've been working with dealerships together, they have a huge problem with their inventory. You have to understand, the structure of the market dictates that they purchase their inventory, their cars, in packages. I call them in packages, which means they get some cars which they can sell fast, and some cars remain unsold for 6 months or even longer. I don't know if this problem is known to everyone, but we saw this problem, and we know that they have this problem because we've been listing and analyzing data for the last 3 years. For example, we listed more than 40,000 cars on our website in 2017. And these cars, they just sit on the lot for months, and they cost money every single day. There are also statistics about this, and on average, it's about $15 per day per car. And we thought these cars would be a great source for additional income for all car dealerships. And we provide this solution for dealerships to resolve this issue. They resolve actually 2 issues with us. They increase their revenue, and we help them to lower their holding costs with their inventory. We offer dealerships an additional source of income and also very important, and access to a new generation of customers. Those are consumers who so far didn't go to a dealership or only associated bad memories or bad things with car dealerships. Now you're laughing because you know what I mean, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. And we help dealerships to connect with these customers as well. And instead of cars just taking space, they're on the road making money. And what we like to call this is return dealerships into innovative mobility providers. They don't rely on their one-time car sale with decreasing margins, but they are now mobility providers with recurring revenue. And this is actually the main aspect what we say. We offer dealerships this opportunity, and on the other side, we offer customers completely new way to own a car without any ownership responsibilities.
Interesting. So how does this work? How exactly are you solving this problem? It's like an app or a website?
Yeah, exactly. It's an app. It's a it's like an end-to-end solution, and it's all digital, paperless.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which means the customer can choose any car he wants from the available inventory of participating car dealers within our network, digitally sign for the car in the app, and they are ready to go. They just make a low weekly payment for as long as they keep the car, and they can change cars as often as they like, or they can return the car and don't use a car if they don't want to. For example, we have cases where customers say, hey, in the summertime, I ride my bike to work. I don't need a car, but in the winter for like 3-4 months, I would like to have a car. Or if you say, hey, I want to drive an SUV in the winter and a convertible in the summer. We also have a lot of companies, not only retail customers, but companies. They say, hey, I have a new customer, a new employee, but I don't want to get a leasing car with a contract of 3 or 4 years for him because I don't know. Will he make the probation time, the 6 months? Will he stay long with the company, or will he just quit after 8 months? Will I, let him go maybe? And this is maybe not a big problem for companies, with a huge inventory of cars and with like tens of thousands of employees, because they can then switch cars. Mm-hmm. But if you like, most of the companies are like, small and medium sized, and for them it's a problem. And some companies even told us that some CEOs that they rather keep the car in the garage with no one driving it instead of giving it back, because it's more expensive, to get rid of the contract. Instead, they just keep the car. And we have like this solution for companies, retail customers, for people who say, hey, I want to drive a new car every now and then. I don't want to take care of inspections, of maintenance. I want to be like flexible, use, like, I don't know, you just started a new job, you want a nice car, but you don't want to, spend 35, 40,000 euros on a car. So you just go for our solution. And we believe that this solution will be like a general thing, like leasing now. We could become like the new leasing, but all very convenient and all in one app instead of a lot of paperwork with leasing, for example.
So what made you decide to use blockchain technology in this project?
We have several cases how we use the blockchain technology in our project to make our ecosystem safe and efficient. Among others, the payment and reward system, which we have designed very carefully after being for years in this industry. Our token, it's called Flex. The Flex token helps us to build a system of incentives and rewards to bring more efficiency in this malfunctioning industry, in the automotive industry. And to tell you more about the reward system, I'll give you some examples. It's easier to understand this way because it's a little bit complicated if you just hear it. But at the end, everyone in the system, in our ecosystem, will have like a motivation to use the Flex token because it makes everyone behave well, and also rewards everyone for behaving well and using the Flex token. So, for example, dealerships, they grant customers tokens for returning the car in a good condition, which means no scratches or dents and clean. And also for being loyal, for example, for renting frequently. Moreover, the car dealer uses the token to pay our commission, and to pay for premium listing, advertising, additional promotion, etc. The customer can use the token to reward dealers. The customer uses the tokens to pay for the car fee, or to upgrade the car, or for special deals only available for token holders. And we use the tokens again for our reward system. For example, we reward dealers for a great customer service based on customer ratings, and we reward customers for referrals, reviews, etc. And the whole reward and payment system, it's all like all funds, all tokens are secured and transferred through a system made up of Ethereum-based smart contracts. This guarantees safe transfer of funds and removes the need to trust a single party. And this makes our ecosystem secure and incorruptible. Like, this is an incorruptible infrastructure because it all happens with the smart contracts. And this is where we are based on the Ethereum blockchain. And our goal is to turn dealerships into mobility providers while offering customers this great, convenient new service, and to establish the Flex token as one of the main reward systems in the automotive industry.
So what have been some of the challenges of developing this product?
I mean, the challenges, we've seen a lot of challenges in the last 3 years. First of all, when we started like 3 years ago, when we explained to dealerships that what we were trying to do back then was, for them really new, and they didn't know what to do with it, because so far they had some marketplaces where they put their cars on with some pictures and some information, but everything happened offline, And then when we had this new solution, and now again, new solution, they're usually very traditional. Usually, car dealerships are family owned, and it's been in the family for decades and for a few generations, and they're not always open to new disruption or new services. But we managed to do this. So as I said, we have like more than 100 dealerships already working with us, and now they're all really open-minded, and there has been a big change in the last 3 years. I would say in the whole like not only with dealerships, but with everyone in our society, thinking about how to, stay updated and stay.
And the reduction of paperwork. I just bought a car and there's so much paperwork. I had to sign so many things.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? And now there's the technology for it, and why not use it? But dealerships, they're usually this is a very fragmented market. For example, the largest dealership in Europe doesn't have even 1% market share. So usually for dealerships, it's not worth it to put a lot of upfront investment into new technology. And this is where we come in, because we help all of them, without any huge upfront investments to implement new technologies. And this was one of the main. Of course. I mean, we had to develop the whole technology. This was a challenge as well, but also to let dealerships understand what we want to do and how we want to help them, and not we want to work with them together. So this was one point we had to work hard to establish these relationships.
So what are your plans for the future going forward?
For the future, I mean, we are now in the pre-sale of our ICO. So the main sale will happen in September and October. And after that, we will launch the new product, TrustedCars Flex. As I said, like our traditional business, Trusted Cars, has been online for the last 2 years. And we have received a lot of awards for this concept. And now the new concept, TrustedCars Flex, will launch end of the year. And our goal is to be like in a lot of the major countries in Europe next year. And in 2020, we want to go to we want to establish TrustedCars Flex in the States as well. So this is why we are doing the ICO, to expand faster. And so this is for marketing purposes and to expand faster. And this is what we have a very ambitious roadmap. And this year we will launch in Germany. Next year we will be in France, UK, etc. And the year after in the States.
You have a proven track record, though, with your previous project.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, we founded TrustedCars 3 years ago. we have won several awards for that concept, and not only the usual startup awards, but also like recognition and awards within the industry. This was very important to us. Most recently, in February, we won like a huge award in Germany for the best car concept, and this was given by the major player in the industry. And now, a few months ago, we also were named one of the most interesting and innovative blockchain projects by the Federal Ministry for Economic Affairs here in Germany as well. So this was a big, huge accomplishment for us as well. Not only win, startup competitions and startup awards, but also like within the industry.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So I think we've covered most of the basics of Trusted Cars. Is there anything maybe that I missed that I should have asked you?
It will be, sometimes people try to compare it to other concepts, Usually what you do is always like, okay, so how's the difference to car sharing, etc. If I had to compare it to other concepts, what people usually ask is, it will be as affordable, I call it affordable, as leasing, but as flexible as car rental, and more convenient than both as well. So this maybe if someone wants to like compare it to other concepts, we can say, okay, it's the price and it's a little bit cheaper than leasing, but you don't have to sign a contract for 3, 4, 5 years. It's really flexible, so you can change cars as often as you like, and you only make a low payment for as long as you keep the car.
Yeah, it seems like kind of the next generation of leasing and car rental kind of combined.
Exactly. And we have the infrastructure, so no dirty cars, no, all well-maintained cars, because it's the job of the dealership to take care of the cars. He has the infrastructure, he has the after-sales service, he has his garage inspection service, etc. So we don't need to build any infrastructure. If you look at the car-sharing cars on the street, they're usually dirty and full of scratches. And this is one thing, it doesn't work because it doesn't scale. But we have the dealerships all over the world, so we can scale really fast if you like. This is our ambition, to scale really fast with this concept.
Oh, very interesting. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Simon.
Thanks, Jason, for inviting me.
Yeah, so I'll have all the links to the site and the ICO stuff in the show notes. So thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks.
Thanks, Simon, for coming on the show. I really like the idea of having an alternative to leasing and renting. I see this type of thing really taking off. If you want to know more about Trusted Cars or their upcoming ICO, all the links are in the show notes. You've been listening to the Talking Cryptocurrency podcast. My name is Jason Rigden, and I've been your host. Thanks for listening to the show. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Have a great day.